Number 17, Emmanuel Ganga. Number 28, Alan Dokusi. Number 35, Morel Lenguwane. Number 84, Omega Ngafe. Number 88, Yasser Bertan. The head coach, Wilfred Mbongo from Central African Republic, and assistant coach, Maurice Beina. Now for your team, Côte d'Ivoire. Number 00, Nisre Zouzoua. Number 2, Jean-François Kébé, the team captain. Number 3, Asenia Moulare. Number 5, Lionel Kwadjo. Number 6, Maxence Dadier. Number 7, Solo Diabate. Number 10, Professor Fofana. Number 12, Amadou Sidibé. Number 15, Saba Namara. Number 16, Bali Koulibaly. Number 24, Matt Costello. Number 77, Jean-Philippe Dali. Head coach, Miguel Ramos from Spain. Assistant coach, Stefan Konate.
Yeah, take off your shirt, everybody.
Please rise for the national anthem of Central African Republic. Please stand up for the national anthem of Central African Republic. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Côte d'Ivoire. This game will be officiated by Mose Arnold from South Africa, Rene Suo Adza from Madagascar, and DJ Gada from Rwanda. Enjoy the game.
changer. Tout le temps, les gars, chaud, tout le temps, les gars.
Two squads that run different types of games, and our first jump will be whistled back, and we will retry on the official. Unfortunately, not the best thrown ball there, but we welcome everyone into Côte d'Ivoire and Central African Republic here in Madagascar for game day number 5 here in the AfroBasket qualifiers. Central African Republic in their blues and Côte d'Ivoire in the home whites. So a good contest on that first one. And now on the other side, Fofana misses that one, and now Central African Republic back with their second possession now of the game, and a turnover, but get it right back inside. The floater is way off to the right from Kugere, and it'll stay on this side. So Côte d'Ivoire defeated this hometown Madagascar squad 106-73 in their last time out to set an AfroBasket qualifying record of 106 points in a ball game. And on the other side, Central African Republic scared Egypt early, but really turnovers got the best of them. They already had a first one here, and that three is going to fall from the outside. It's the man I was just talking about in the pregame, Matt Costello, who's coming off a 20 ball against Madagascar in that 106-73 game. Played 18 minutes and 50 seconds in that one. Ganapamo missed on that three. And now that one tapped around, and Costello will haul that one in. So Costello in his second year now. Look out! The punch by Moulere. That's a hello to Central African Republic. He said that emphatically. So Côte d'Ivoire out to a 5-0 early run from the near side. Decosi turns it over. Back the other direction now. Fofana with the give off. Now underneath. Kouadio had nowhere to go. Zuzua spins, left alone, and puts it in. Zuzua coming off an 11-point game where he played 17.5 minutes in their victory over Madagascar. Gets his first bucket there as he's averaging 9.5 points per game in the qualifying windows here, and we will step aside to listen into the huddles.
C'est comme si, attendez, laisse-moi parler. C'est comme si vous avez envie de jouer. C'est pas normal. Arrête, tu vois le gars arriver, mais arrête-le. Même si c'est pas ton gars, arrête-le.
Vous avez demandé de vous reposer ce matin.
Mais jouez les gars.
Dégraissage à cause de ça, les gars. Hein? On va
les gars.
Ok? Donnez-nous 2-3 minutes, vous sortez, vous revenez, c'est pas un problème.
On a moins 7 là.
Mais on peut pas.
Reste le score. Ok les gars, allez, ensemble, hein, ensemble.
Pour le fond. Jouez le système, les gars. Jouez le système. Laissez pas se détacher, les gars.
So here early in the ball game so far, a couple of turnovers for Central African Republic. 2 early ones. And Côte d'Ivoire able to capitalize on those turnovers. They're out to an early 7-0 lead. Central African Republic must win this game if they want to stay in contention for qualification to the final round of the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket. So they'll give it to their big man inside. Jim Rabbi had that one knocked away. Côte d'Ivoire now on the other side. Fofana with the entry into Costello for 2. Costello already with 5 points in the ball game, averaging 20 points per game. The floater, no good. Central African Republic still looking for their first bucket. Zuzua back out to Mulare. Mulare, left side, wing 3, yep. Zuzua, his second bucket. He's got 5 points. A 12-0 early lead for Côte d'Ivoire. Central African Republic still looking, have their open man in the corner, a pump fake, and hit it in the face of Zuzua. Washington puts that one in on his second shot attempt of the ball game. He's averaging 21 points per game for them. And is their leading scorer. So Central African Republic is gonna definitely look for him to take charge in this ball game. From the near side, Ganapamo missed on that one, and now Costello pushing. They have numbers, it's 3-on-2. From the left side, cruising in for the finish. Asamian Mulare getting back on the board. The bounce pass now underneath, and a foul, our first foul of the game. So that first one comes with 5:45 left to go here in the first quarter. First foul on Kouadio. So now Alan Dekosi goes to the line. So the Central Africa French basketball player averaging on his free throw shooting 54.5%, 13 points in 29 minutes in their loss to Egypt. Had a double-double in that contest. It's interesting, Central African Republic in that game against Egypt had 4 players scoring double figures and were not able to pull off the win. After those 4 players, the next closest player had 3 points. Now, Côte d'Ivoire off to the races. Layup, no good. Rebound by Dali. He'll pass back out. 3 on the way. That one's good. Fofana from deep. So he gets on the board early here. Côte d'Ivoire out to a 17-3 early lead, already leading in the ball game by 14 points just here in the first quarter. Now from the outside, that one hucked up from distance, no good. The rebound, and on the putback, Jim Rabbi is fouled. So Jim Rabbi goes to the line and shoots 2. Plays for Lorient Basketball in France. As Mulare checks out. He's been fantastic so far in this game. 4 points on 2 of 3 shooting from the field. So the early looks he's gotten, he's sunk them. Now Jim Rabbi gets a chance to watch a couple go in. Puts the first one in, shooting free throws at about a 62.5% clip. 12 points for him against Egypt. Played 36 out of the 40 minutes in that ball game as the center in his 8th calendar year playing for the national team here for Central African Republic. Costello on the catch and shoot. Oh, that's a swish. Washington on the turnover. Bow! Fofana with the jam. So Côte d'Ivoire out to a very big lead here in the early part of this ball game. We have played over halfway of the minutes through this first quarter. Zuzua hauls in that rebound, had that one tapped away, and we had a kick ball on Central African Republic. Nice try on the defensive side there by Metson Nambai, as Fofana came in and threw it down with two hands. So here's Costello. He's been in a lot of their actions so far. And inside, Dadier to the cup. His first bucket of the game. Côte d'Ivoire trying to suffocate Central African Republic early here in this ball game. Central African Republic needs a couple of buckets real quick as they turn that one over. So Côte d'Ivoire went on a little 12-0 run here early in this ball game. Now with 3 minutes and 40 seconds, Côte d'Ivoire has shot 77% from the field so far. Sidibé left wide open. Still looking for his first three to fall in the qualifiers. They're shooting 60% from distance as a team so far in this ball game. They've been shooting threes at a 34% clip as a team, 56% from two so far in this game, 78% from two, 60% from three. Central African Republic with the possession. They've actually out-rebounded Côte d'Ivoire as that man left wide open. Ngaife with his first basket of the ball game, coming with just 3 minutes left to go in the first. That's a deep one. That's a hit. So these threes are raining down for Côte d'Ivoire. And they've expanded themselves to a 19-point lead and an offensive foul by Central African Republic. That's another turnover, their fifth of the first quarter alone. And that's one thing that sunk them yesterday in their game against Egypt. Against Egypt, they had 21 turnovers in the ball game, most of which came in the second half. So they're looking to play a little bit of cleaner basketball here. Man left wide open in the corner. Don't do it to him. Sidibé with his first three-point field goal of the ball game. A 22-point lead for Côte d'Ivoire. So Coach Miguel Angel Oyo Ramos for the home team in the whites, pretty happy with the way his squad has started in this one. And for a team that's been shooting threes well in this tournament, And in this window specifically, at 34% in all of the qualifiers combined, in this game at 71.4%. And they haven't even been to the free throw line yet because they've just been making so many of the shots from outside with little to no contest, and that free throw is off the mark. And that one will fall in. So Côte d'Ivoire with a 21-point lead. That's a lucky number. And a foul. Looks like they will call and say that Sidibé was in the motion of shooting when the foul occurred. Lengen gets called for the personal foul. 2 team fouls on Central African Republic here early. 3 on Côte d'Ivoire, and that one off the mark. Sidibé shooting free throws here. He most recently played for Sopron KC in Hungary and makes his first free throw of the qualifiers. A 4-point game against Madagascar yesterday in 13.5 minutes of play. As you can see, Diabate, a nice friendly hug to Kamanyege. Now it's foul on the floor. Central African Republic in the bonus now for the final minute 40 of the first quarter. So on the turnaround jumper, a foul. That one will be on the rebound. And it looks like they called it on Sidibé. He did have that left hand on the hip of Lengewane on the rebound there. So on the technicality is what they mark it down as. It is an over the back. And since Central African Republic is in the bonus, they will shoot now. Trailing by 22 points. Lengenwane putting that one in. Sitting at 202 centimeters, playing for KPA in Kenya. 2 points in 4.5 minutes for him against Egypt. So he makes the pair. And they still trail by 20. It's early here. Still a lot of game left to play. On the inside, Dolly with the give off. And Sidibé looks like might have gotten on the rebound. They'll get him on the over the back. And as they're walking the other direction, Sidibé picks up 2 fouls on the rebounds there. And that's on back-to-back possessions. And since Central African Republic is in the bonus, again, like I just said, they're going to shoot more free throws. As a team so far in the qualifiers, they're shooting free throws at a 59% clip so far at 62.5%. And since Lengenwane was the one who was fouled on the other end as he was rebounding, he goes to the line and again shoots more free throws. 2 points and 1 rebound for him in their last contest. That rebound coming late as he sinks the pair. So 4 points for him off of those free throws in just the last 20 seconds of game clock. Central African Republic cuts their deficit to 18. The give off and the foul. Koulibaly finishing with some contact, and will go to the line to shoot the and one. Côte d'Ivoire back to a 20-point lead now. Koulibaly playing for TOAC Basket in France, bringing his talents with his big 201 center frame to the team from the Ivory Coast. And he completes the three-point attempt. By the way, that was his first made free throw of the tournament. That one, a three from the outside. A little bit of shooter's touch will come through. DeAndre Washington sinking that one. That's a good look for him. The float and the finish off the backboard. Dadier. He's now 2 for 2 from his twos. 4 points in the ball game. Plays for Toulouse Basket Club over in France. One of the many Ivorian French players on this squad. And a little bit of confusion now on the floor. And it looks like Côte d'Ivoire will get it right back. Their lead is 20 here in the first quarter. Their biggest lead, they got it up to 22 just moments ago on the inbound. Now the runner. Clock expires. Close one. But to no avail. Zuzua looked like he wanted a foul there from the half-court line as he heaved it up at the end of the first quarter, and now the officials are going to get together and talk about this one. And you can see Oyo Ramos looking to the officials to see maybe there was some contact there on that shot. Diabate over there listening in as well. Of course, Central African Republic had a foul to give there. So 2 seconds, it looks like, go back on the clock. And as the final second, they give it to the big man. And Costello can't hit that one from the outside. So a lot of confusion there at the end of the first quarter, but it's a humongous lead of 20 points for Côte d'Ivoire over Central African Republic here in Madagascar. And through the first quarter, Côte d'Ivoire shooting 70% from the field, 75% from 2, 62.5% from 3. Central African Republic really has not tried any entry passes to try to get their twos going. 1 for 8 as they're missing them, and also off the mark on their threes as well. A little bit better at 29%, but they've elected to play inside out, and we'll check out our first quarter best plays. A lot of this is going to be from Côte d'Ivoire, but a couple of dunks early on as Moulare got this one going emphatically down low, and then Costello. And then it was a pump fake over in the corner by Washington. He had it open, and then after the pump fake, it got more contested. But then Côte d'Ivoire went on a little bit of a run here. And after a couple turnovers as well for Central African Republic, who had 6 in that first quarter. And that's unselfish basketball right there. You know, Diabate could have chosen to get those 2 points for himself easy, but helped set up his buddy for the highlight reel, and then Dali drilling that one from deep. It's interesting too. Côte d'Ivoire so far has taken has taken 8 threes, made 5 of them back in that first quarter. Hey, streams, scores, and schedules. Courtside 1891. Download the app by scanning that QR code in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Back here for the second quarter now between Côte d'Ivoire and Central African Republic, and CAF has dug themselves into a hole, but Kamayenge corrals that one in on the other side, but can't get the bucket. So it was a nice steal in the backcourt there, but then it just slipped out of his hands, and he will check out. So Côte d'Ivoire with a little bit of a break there. Now they'll get a chance to set up their offense. Kebe bringing it across the half-court line to Dadier. Dadier on the outside is going to get a screen. Pulls up from deep and missed it short. Rebound goes to Washington, who's definitely been the best player in the first quarter, and now they left him wide open, and when you leave that man a wide open lane, he's going to take it all the way in. He's got 8 points now. Other side, a slow defense getting back for Central African Republic, but they made it work. Got lucky on that possession. They trail by 18. Washington looking to wrap around. Almost a good alley-oop there. Hot potato with the rock. Dokasi couldn't finish it. And a little bit of confusion there on offense. Now here's Dokasi. And he is fouled as Koulibaly was trying to say that he got the ball on that one, and that's a more distinct look. It looked like he got a good amount of ball there, but called for his first personal foul of the ball game. The one thing Central African Republic has done well is they have gotten to the free throw line so far. These will be their 11th and 12th free throw attempts. They've hit 7 of them. And any professional team that shoots over 70%, that's good. And they missed it. Dokasi missed both of them. So now under that 70% threshold, and on the go back, Ganapamo picks up the foul. Ganapamo played in 8 minutes in the first quarter. Went to the line twice. Has 1 point in the ball game, so split his free throws his first time in. And now Côte d'Ivoire with their offense going back the other way. Kebe couldn't hang on to the entry pass from Costello. One team foul apiece here in 8.5 minutes of play left to go in the first half. The lead is 18. On the turnaround jumper, that one's smooth. Kugere with the bucket. Costello from the outside, another one. He's 2 for 3 from deep, and now in double figures for his second straight game. And a foul on the far side. So Costello on that last one left wide open, and Kebe catching a little too much of a body there. It was close, but a little too much contact. Jim Rabbi is back in, and he'll be working on Costello. Now underneath, the reverse, and a foul, and one. Ganapamo got under it, and he was triple teamed down low and somehow got that one up and in. So Central African Republic trailing by 17 points. It's 38-21. 7 minutes and 42 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. And he converts the three-point play, shooting free throws at a 64.5% clip in these qualifiers. From the near side, Zuzua with the give off to Moulare. He takes a three, and that one's off the mark. Nice big rebound there by Dokosi, but he got it stolen away. And Costello took it like candy from a baby. He's perfect from twos in this game and up to 12 points already. Going back the other direction. That is the 7th turnover of the game for Central African Republic, and we still have 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And that's kind of been their Achilles heel here in the qualifiers. They have these really competitive games and then at the end just can't make up for the turnovers because other teams are able to score. Zuzua off the mark on the right side on that three. And Central African Republic now on their way back. They'll huck this one up from deep. And Kugare couldn't hit it. Pushing Fafana. And Costello looks like he threw a bullet at the rim there. And a foul. Second team foul on Central African Republic. So Costello, with that one dribble, looked like he wanted to float it, but just ended up throwing it right at the rim. Clearly was hit a little bit. Came out of his hand very awkwardly. So Costello leading all scorers in this game at 12 points right now. And will shoot 2. These are his first free throws of the game. He's got 3 rebounds as well. A plus 18 when he's on the floor, and that one rims around and in. Nice shooter's touch. He's been great from the free throw line in these qualifiers so far. And he puts them both in. Played in one game here so far in the qualifying window. Almost 19 minutes is what he played in their destruction over Madagascar, and they've been pretty much able to cruise their way in the latter end of these games and give a lot of players opportunities. Moulare missed the cut by Costello. Costello's like the magic man. Now you see him, now you don't. Moulare thought he was going to be one place and he wasn't. So here's Washington up top running the point in a 20-point deficit and a foul offensively. That one goes on Dokosi. So Dokosi picks up a personal. 3 team fouls on both of these squads. Zuzua. Kickball. That one goes off the foot of Jim Rabbi. I wonder what size foot he has. At 203 centimeters, I'm assuming kickballs happen a lot for him. So the baseline out of bounds coming in. A deep one from Dali. Now on the reload, Fofana. Off the mark, Costello. Bounce pass in. And a good finish by Mulare. Mulare able to finish that one amongst a plethora of players. A 22-point lead for Côte d'Ivoire. This has been their biggest lead of the game. But one thing that Central African Republic has done well is they've been getting Côte d'Ivoire into some foul trouble. Mulare with the personal there. Mulare picked up his first one. Washington from the right side. Where's he behind the line? Off the mark anyways. Mulare dumps it off underneath. Cuadio with the and one opportunity coming up here. Unselfish basketball by Côte d'Ivoire. As a team so far, have 13 assists on 30 made buckets. Or excuse me, 18 made buckets. So only 2 of their baskets have come without an assist. They've taken 30 attempts from the field, have made 18 of them, and now are 5 for 6 from the free throw line and have their biggest lead of the ball game. It's up to 25 points. Jim Rabine working in on Costello. Spins with that right hand. Costello the rebound. Mulare, the bounce pass near side. Dali wide open. And Cuadio giving them another opportunity. The give off. And Dali for 2. Easy layup. And now with 4:13 to go, we will take a timeout. Central African Republic trailing by 27 points here in the second quarter. They lose this one, they are out of contention for the FIBA AfroBasket tournament this year.
Moi en premier, on est ridicule, c'est inadmissible. Ce qu'on est en train de faire, c'est une honte. That's a shame. We gotta step up. We gotta be better than this. Ça c'est mon dernier mot. Ok, on va passer en légende. Ok, Dimi. Non, Alan, sans moi, l'autre là, comment ça s'appelle? Costello, tu sors Costello. Et puis les autres, vous jouez dans la raquette.
Alan a 2 Washington devant, Max et l'autre sur le côté.
Ok, donc vas-y, mais attention en bas les gars.
Tu es en bas, tu es sur tous les rebonds.
Attention en bas, contrôlez la raquette, ils mettent tout le ballon en bas. Ok les gars.
Ne perdez pas le gars. C'est bon? Stay with the man.
Et les gars, on essaie de réduire le score avant d'attaquer.
Ramenez le score les gars.
À 100 points, pardon.
And of course you heard Coach Bongo talking about there that they need to step up, and the reason that they need to step up is this game and the outcome have significant implications in Group D, which both of these squads are in. With Madagascar's win over Egypt earlier, the game right before this, if Central African Republic loses this game, they are completely eliminated from contention for the AfroBasket. 2 things had to happen today. And if Côte d'Ivoire beats Central African Republic, then Madagascar is in. That one, a nice left-handed jumper there. So Central African Republic, after the timeout, gets their first bucket from the field in what seems like a while now. Dali, pure. Three and a half minutes to go in the second quarter. Nambai on the near side, looking for an open man. Jim Rabai now in on Costello again. Costello wrapped him up, reached in a little bit too far. Both sides in the bonus for the final 3 minutes and 18 seconds here. As you saw Fofana reach in there as well. Mulare, who had a stellar second quarter there, made a couple of tough shots, playing defense with a good amount of passion and energy. That's all Coach Oyo Ramos wants. Jim Rabai after a 12-point game, playing 36 minutes against Egypt here the very next day. Makes that free throw. But they still trail by 26. Now here comes the screen as Fofana will try it from the right wing. Nice rebound there by Kugare. Washington off balance three. So these possessions for Central African Republic, they're just living and dying early in the shot clock here. The give off inside. And now on the other end, Kugare, right-handed anvil. Central African Republic, a couple of buckets after that timeout break, really working the inside-out game. The step back from Dolly. He's been hitting from three, but missed that one. Now in the right corner, another three missed short. So both sides with quite a couple of threes. Costello, man up top, a block, but it doesn't matter. Fofana is the cleanup crew on duty. Fofana's got 7 points in the ball game. Washington with a drive on the right side. Gives it off over to the near side. A three by Kugare, and he puts that one through. A 23-point lead for Côte d'Ivoire in the final minute and a half to play here. Diabate on the entry pass to Costello. And it's going back the other direction. So Central African Republic has a couple good offensive possessions there. And then they have a good defensive possession there as well, denying those entry passes to Costello. Kugare. Ganapamo with that left-handed dribble in and puts it through. Okay. He's got game. Under a minute to play here in the first half. From the far side. Good ball movement. Zuzua, yes sir! It's been a three-point showcase here in the first half by Côte d'Ivoire. They're 6 for 15 from distance at 40%. 56 points here in the first half. And that one, Jim Rabai, excuse me, thought otherwise. Zuzua, beautiful three-point shot. It's a swish. Shot clock is off. Game clock at 5 seconds. As that one goes off of Central African Republic last. So Côte d'Ivoire trying to work this clock down to take the final shot of the second quarter in a first half that they completely dominated. They scored the most points in AfroBasket qualifiers this year over Madagascar in their previous game, 106-73. And they're over halfway to that number again here early. The kill dribble, Diabate putting it up, missed everything as time expires. So in a first half that Côte d'Ivoire completely dominated, Central African Republic is going to need to look to dig deep here in this second half. The halftime score 56-32. And take a look at those three-point numbers there. Côte d'Ivoire, 21 shots from two-point range, and they've made 70% of them. And out-rebounding Central African Republic as well. Obviously more assists because more of their shots are going in. The big man, Costello, leading all scorers in the game. Back-to-back games in double figures for the 208-centimeter center as we take a look at our best plays from the second quarter, where Côte d'Ivoire has gotten themselves up to a humongous lead. Their biggest one in that second quarter was 27 points at one point in time, and Costello underneath was hitting shots. He was also hitting shots from deep as well. And, you know, when you have the big man down there who's able to rebound, he's been everything that Côte d'Ivoire could have wanted and more. And the question coming into this game was, could Côte d'Ivoire go completely undefeated in the qualifiers? Obviously, they've already qualified for the final round of AfroBasket, but can they continue that streak here? And obviously, Central African Republic has a lot to prove after they haven't won a game here in the qualifiers. And what a statement win this would have been. And they have to win this one if they want to stay alive to qualify. But Costello and crew for Côte d'Ivoire have thought otherwise. So one made three there for Central African Republic, but it's been the great ball movement. A couple of hockey assists there for Côte d'Ivoire, who are up big here in the first half of this ball game. 56-32 is our score at the half as we step aside.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Oh, gets his pocket pick, great defense, and here it comes. Oh, off the bank. Oh, baby! Unselfish play by Jean-Jacques Boissy. Jean-Jacques Boissy looks and says, hey, Côte, mon ami, allez, Senegal, baby.
Guinea. Kaba gets the touch back. Kaba for three. Huge triple for Guinea. That's lights off for Kaba. What a play.
Getting offensive rebounds. Get out of here. Pache-moi. Well, Gora Kamada said, not in my house.
Nice pass here for the jam. Marcelo Joao slamming it down for 2 to close the gap. Evans stepping back, firing up the 3. This time is good. 3's the magic number on the 3rd attempt to try and between the legs, step back connection.
Agada trying to keep the ball safe. Sadi's giving him a little bit of hassle. It's been passed out. Look at that. That is just unreal. It came from absolutely nowhere, but Ehiogu, he just flew in. I mean, literally from outer space.
Again, broken up. Ooh! Well, their traffic control gave that one the all clear. Dang, just straight down the runway. Pikachu gets it. Nice cut, inside, outside. They wrap it back. Oh! Threw that one down hard, Zuita. Just exploded on the penetration. Ties it up at 5.
And the other way, oh, the rejection right at the rim. Arabi, the giant, denied. That has got the fans on their feet.
Oh, it's a great strike from Sadi. Just gets caught up. The thicket was just very intense. Oh, the spin. Look at that. My word. That is Ike Nwamu at his best. The spin, the acrobatics, and the dunk was just ridiculous.
That is unbelievable. These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
The FIBA AfroBasket Qualifiers 2025. We're in game day number 5 here in Group D. Currently at the half, Côte d'Ivoire over Central African Republic so far, 56-32. They've got a 24-point lead that at one point in time got up to 27 points for their biggest lead of the game. And it wasn't really even close since the first, 8 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and that lead has only ballooned since then. And Côte d'Ivoire has been shooting well from the floor as well. 71.4% from 2-point range, 36.8% from beyond the arc, and now shooting better from the free throw line as well when they've gotten there. 83% as a team. That's one thing that Central African Republic, has done well in this contest, is they have gotten to the free throw line and they have shot their free throws at a 60% clip, but really have not done a good job of making their threes at 25% right now and 41% from twos. And they've taken 12 threes so far in the ball game as well. Only made 3 of them, as both teams coming back out onto the floor, getting set for our second half of action. And it was a historic day the other night, actually last night, and there was no suspense in the air as Côte d'Ivoire paved their way to a 25th AfroBasket appearance. They needed just one win to qualify, and they did just that with a 106-73 victory over Madagascar to become the highest scoring team in the tournament. The previous highest scoring team in the AfroBasket qualifiers was Senegal, who beat Gabon 101-58 in the first round of Group C last November. And they wrote their names to the August showdown in a fashionable way. From tip-off to the final buzzer, there was really no suspense, and that's been the main thing with Côte d'Ivoire, is they've just been getting up early and have been winning big. And they had a job to do, and they did it with style, claiming that one in a 33-point victory. And it all started with Costello right at the beginning. And there you see the numbers for Côte d'Ivoire in this one. Of course, very balanced attack on all ends of the floor, from 2, from 3. And the one thing that they've really done well is they've been sharing the rock so well. 15 assists in this game for their 56 points. That's 15 assists on 40 total shots, 22 made buckets. So only 7 buckets for Côte d'Ivoire were not set up by someone else on their team. That's fantastic and a great stat you want to have. There's Matt Costello, who obviously is having a great game. His 14 points lead all scorers in the ball game. And it's not just that. He said in their last game that their energy at the beginning was really good. He said, hopefully we can keep that up in the next games. The coach said that we have a good team. Everybody is really good and knows their role. And if you have 12 players, it really helps everybody. He said, I think the main goal today, as in yesterday, was to have nobody play over 20 minutes, but these 3 games in 3 days are going to be very intense, but nobody's better suited for that than this man, who actually plays for Valencia Basket Club in Spain. And on the other side, we'll check out the stats for Central African Republic. Obviously, their one bright spot is they've been going inside and trying to work that inside-out game. Even though their 2-pointers haven't really been falling as much as they want them to, the right idea. Play the inside-out game, try to get your 3s to fall, and when you can't get that 3 to fall, those entry passes and those turnaround jumpers and going to the basket are going to get you fouled, and that's really what they've been doing well. They've gotten to the foul line 15 times in this game so far, and that's really the edge that they've had on Côte d'Ivoire, is they make Côte d'Ivoire play a little bit more physical than maybe they might want to play once the ball goes into the key. So we also know that DeAndre Washington is not having his best game, but still leading Central African Republic with 8 points. And yesterday, we talked to Max Kugere after their tough loss to Egypt, where, you know, those late turnovers really sank them. And he said, we're kind of used to this situation, so we need to shift our focus to next games. The first game is done and dusted, and we can't replay it. What's important now is how we focus on the next games. This is a competition, and we need to play hard in every game and not only focus on Madagascar. That was their game yesterday. The team is different from the one that were in Cairo, and I feel we have made so much progress. So that's the captain, and obviously seen a lot of progress from Washington as well. Played in his first game yesterday for this squad. That was actually his first game in the qualifying windows. Stream scores, schedules. Courtside 1891. Download the app by scanning that QR code at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen for all things international basketball.
You take the top. No, you take the top. You got a point guard. You have to stop him not to drive. avec quelqu'un.
Ok.
Tu veux avoir une personne.
Hein? Oui. Non, losange. You get the point guard. Max one side, Evans one side.
We pass the guy.
Okay. But you have to come back in defense.
Okay,
You have to come back in the middle.
D'accord, les gars. Allez, on y va, les gars.
Passe the guy.
Allez, on y va. Plus fort. Allez, on y va, les gars.
So obviously, you heard in the discussion there, they're trying to figure out who on Central African Republic is going to be guarding Samion Moulare, the point guard, wearing number 3 for Oyo Ramos's Côte d'Ivoire team. Côte d'Ivoire, perfect 4-0 so far in the qualifiers. Central African Republic 0-4. Starting the second quarter, or second half, excuse me, here. Again, Central African Republic in the blue jerseys, and that one way off the mark. That first 3. Other side, that scoop, not a score. And now Central African Republic can push with numbers. In the lane, Ganapamo fouled and will shoot 2. Like I was saying there, Central African Republic has figured out that they can get to the line in this game. Côte d'Ivoire will play physical on defense, and Central African Republic has used that to their advantage. First one goes through. Ganapamo went to Prairie View A&M University in the U.S., an HBCU, as he makes the pair. He's played in Central Africa, Canada, France, Germany, South Africa, and the USA. Right now, he's playing in Iceland with his club team. Costello now almost slipped and lost it there as he tried to go in on Jim Rabbi. Now he'll step back for 2. And the finish up by Cuadio. That's Cuadio's second from the field. They swing it left. Ganapamo off the mark on that 3. They steal it right back underneath the basket. Kugere. So Central African Republic starting to get a little momentum here in the third quarter. Inside, left hand, no good for Dadier. Washington, right side. Kugere, no. Moulare left wide open. And that's one thing they were talking about, is who is going to take him. When it wasn't Costello, it was Moulare, who's been the attacker for Côte d'Ivoire. The float, and the alley-oop attempt unsuccessful. Now Dokosi creating some room and gets the bucket. He's got 4 in the ball game. On the near side, Costello in rhythm. A heave down on the other side of the floor. Costello tried to get back in time, but Jim Rabbi puts that one in, and he's got 5 points now in the game, and Central African Republic cuts their deficit to just 18 points. Still a lot of game left to be played here. A great start to their second half, as we'll listen into the huddles.
Okay, you are open, okay. But then I want 4 guys here. In the first set, Leo goes to the rebound. Now nobody. And then we don't run back, and then number 15, guys. Number 15, finish a fast break. Come on, guys. Okay.
Let's go, y'all.
So let's go. Hey, wake up. Come back again with the energy.
Oyo Ramos obviously preaching for some energy. Côte d'Ivoire might have come out there in the second half a little lackadaisical after propelling themselves to a humongous lead going into the half. And he was specifically talking about who is going to guard Jimmy Jimrabai, number 15, the center for Central African Republic, as all of their sets start through him. Mulare back outside, in rhythm. That one's good. Matt Costello from distance, shooting 60% so far in the ball game. Costello now has 17 points. The step back three from Washington, and someone got a piece of it. And it's a turnover. That's just the fourth turnover of the ball game for Côte d'Ivoire. Central African Republic had 9 in that first half. The deficit for Central African Republic is back to 21 on the wraparound. Ganapamo over to the far side. The turnaround jumper. That was a tough shot. Fofana, a pump fake on the near side by Dadier. That one off the hands of Decosi. So Côte d'Ivoire keeps the possession. A 21-point lead for Côte d'Ivoire. Open lane, down underneath, and a foul. Guadio a little bit upset that he couldn't finish that one. As Decosi said, I'm not getting put on a poster tonight, but I will give you 2 free throws. One team foul apiece for both of these sides as Guadio goes to the line. Plays over in Spain for Club Baloncesto Morón. In his 4th calendar year playing for Côte d'Ivoire, puts both free throws in, shooting them at 82% here in the qualifiers. He's played in all 4 of their games so far, averaging 14.5 minutes per game. Played a little bit longer than that, though, in their last contest. The up and under. Decosi. Now on the other side, scoop and score. Mulare. 4 for 5 from 2s in this game. Kill dribble, right corner. No good. Jimrabai now giving them a second chance. Ganapamo, a mid-range jumper. And Mulare drawing a foul. So that foul will go against Washington, his first personal of the ball game. So Central African Republic trailing by 23 points. They've trailed by at most 27 in the ball game. Here comes Côte d'Ivoire, moving right to left as you're seeing it on your screen. Mulare kicks it to the near side. Fofana. They get it right back. Mulare, that one batted away. Can Central African Republic come away with it? A lot of bodies hit the deck. Who's scrambling for it? Central African Republic comes away with it. They actually have numbers right now. It's 5 on 4. Or excuse me, 4 on 4. Difficult possession there for Central African Republic as Lengenwane gets called for the offensive foul. Played over halfway through the third quarter. If Côte d'Ivoire wins this game, then Madagascar has qualified. And a foul down low. That one really a frustration foul by Lengenwane. Trying to deal with the big body of Koulibaly. And that's one thing that can get you here late in games where, you know, it's been a physical matchup and you just keep banging and banging and banging everyone around, and finally, you know, you lose it. That one's a swish. Dadier, his first three. They swing this one all the way to the outside. Got three left short. Another opportunity. Washington, a deep one. Money! He hit that one from the Central African Republic. Does Côte d'Ivoire have another one? No, that one's left short. And another turnover by by Central African Republic. The alley-oop! Kouadio! High flying like Cirque du Soleil for the flush. Washington from the outside. Nambai left wide open. Rebound. Foul on the second chance attempt. Kugere now going to the line to shoot two with 3 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in the third. So Kugere shooting free throws at a 70% clip. Both Congolese and Central African. Played recently at Chach in France in the French Pro B. Has also played in Belgium, Spain, Portugal, Switzerland, and Tunisia, along with his home countries. Coming off a game where he had 3 points in 36 minutes of play against Egypt. Egypt did lose to Madagascar earlier today, 82-80, which set up a potential disqualification for Central African Republic if they do lose this game. And looking back to the last couple of times that these teams have played each other, Côte d'Ivoire has won the last 3 in a row. Looking to make it 4 here. That was a Kobe-esque shot from behind the basket. And now Côte d'Ivoire. And a foul. As Côte d'Ivoire had it on their side of the floor. Head-to-head in the matchups in AfroBasket history, 3 wins and 3 losses for both of these squads against each other. The last time Central African Republic beat Côte d'Ivoire was on July 1st, 2018 in the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 African qualifiers. Beat them 69-60 as the home team. As the first one is good for Koulibaly. Koulibaly playing for Cayenne Basket Calvados in the French Pro B League as well. That right-handed layup no good from the left side. But Central African Republic maintains possession here. They're ranked 88th in the world ranking, top 100 in the world. And that three, hey, mighty low, let's say. Nice block on that alley-oop attempt. Other side of the floor, Ganapamo flips it in. Ganapamo, 10 points into double figures in this game. His second straight game in double figures. And a foul now on the other side. And when you looked at these teams just on paper, you see their shooting percentages, right? Côte d'Ivoire shoots 47.5% from the field, 56.5% from 2, 34% from 3. And Central African Republic shooting 38% from the field, 45% from 2, and 29% from 3. Okay, how are their buckets coming then? Côte d'Ivoire obviously doing a great job, averaging 22.3 assists per game. That's huge. And the one thing that has really hindered Côte d'Ivoire in pretty much every game has been those turnovers. They're averaging 21.3 turnovers per game here in the qualifiers. Côte d'Ivoire, though, a top 35 in the world ranking at 31st right now. Couple of missed baskets on the floor from both of these sides, with a $1:36 to go in the third. Central African Republic missing a few second chance opportunities there, and a foul down on the other side of the floor. And both of these teams are going to have one more challenge coming up tomorrow. The difference between these AfroBasket qualifiers and, you know, your AmeriCup or your Asia Cup or even your EuroBasket are, you know, the AfroBasket qualifiers, you play 3 games in a row. So it's not even like you play 2 games in the window like a lot of the other ones do, where you have a couple of days in between. You literally play 3 games in pretty much 3 straight days. And the officials are going to go back and take a look at the previous play. Côte d'Ivoire with a 23-point lead. And as we take a look at this replay here, the entry pass, and we'll look to see if Dali was contacting Kamanyenge by intent to the face on that play right there. So unsportsmanlike conduct called on Dali, it was upgraded from incidental contact to full contact by Kamanyenge. So now Dali at the line on the technical free throw. Puts that one in, shooting free throws at a 71.4% clip. Plays for Bourges in France in their Elite Pro A League. Those two technical free throws go in. And now they get to side out as well. Dali with 7 points, coming off a game where he had 17 points in 24.5 minutes of gameplay. And now they'll set up their offense. It's the final minute to go here in 1 second of the third quarter, and a foul on the floor. Camara is in the game. And Nganga Vumbo gets called for the foul. A 35-point lead for Côte d'Ivoire. With a chance to be 37. Camara misses the second one, but makes his first free throw of the qualifiers here in the latter end of this game. And an offensive foul, another turnover for Central African Republic with 53 seconds left to go, and a little too much sway to that left side from Ngaife. Ngaife playing for IRT in Morocco as he checks out here in the third quarter. Under a minute to play. Still got an entire fourth quarter to go. Côte d'Ivoire in the bonus for the final 45 seconds of this one. Diabate up top, right side, the drive in, the give off, and the shot clock violation. And obviously didn't realize how much time was on the clock there when he drove in. Nice pressure in the full court here by Diabate, giving Kamanyenge a little bit of trouble coming across that half-court line, and it looks like Oyo Ramos wanted a foul there. Second foul on Diabate. But this is a time where Côte d'Ivoire can actually work on stuff, get their defensive sets set, because they've got a tough challenge coming up. They've got to play Egypt in their next game. That three on the way. Swish! Jim Rabbi. Perfect from beyond the arc to start this one off with his first three in the latter end of the third quarter, and Côte d'Ivoire is going to burn all of this time at the end of the third. Now down the lane, the floater is off to the right side. Time expiring, full court heave. Nowhere close. And through 3 quarters of action, Côte d'Ivoire leading by 23 points, as they have pretty much controlled everything in this ball game. The pace, the shots, and have assisted on 19 of those buckets from 2 and from 3, shooting 64% from 2 in this ball game. And like I was saying, Central African Republic has been able to go to the line quite a few times as we check out the best of that third quarter. Well, Costello early on missed that one. We didn't really see too much of him in that third quarter. Obviously, resting one of their best players, and definitely will need him against Egypt in their next contest. But Central African Republic sort of digged into their bench a little bit here. In Bongo, the coach went with a couple of the younger guys, but it was the veteran center in his 8th calendar year playing for Central African Republic, Jimmy Jim Rabai, this center, who was incidental in a lot of what they had going on there in that third quarter. And of course, a fun alley-oop attempt there. Kouadio punches that one home. And getting ready to start the fourth quarter here, where Côte d'Ivoire leads big. Streams, schedules, and scores, Courtside 1891. Download the app by scanning that QR code. Côte d'Ivoire 4-0 so far in the qualifiers. Central African Republic trying their best to not fall to 0-5. Came into this game with a minus 52 point differential in their games. And with Egypt beating Madrid by Madrid beating Egypt by 2 points earlier, 82-80. If Central African Republic loses this game to Côte d'Ivoire, then Central African Republic is out of contention. So an early foul on Central African Republic to start off this fourth quarter of action. They trail by 23. Diabate to the right side. Another attempt! 9-1-1! I'd like to report a body! Zuzua with the throwdown. Inside. And the missed layup by Nganga Vungbo. Other way now. Zuzua again attacking. Back-to-back possessions where the shooting guard has scored. The bounce pass, Jim Rabai loses it. And then a foul over in the corner there by Nganga Vungbo. Central African Republic with the possession. That one just rims out for Ghana Pamo. And now Zuzua, who has made the last two buckets, gives this one up. Diabate to the right, kicks it all the way to the left side. Sidibe, a swish from distance. 7 points in the ball game now for him. On the right side, a double dribble. Kamayenge with the turnover there. And it's going back the other way. 8 minutes, 35 seconds left to play in this one. A 30-point lead for Côte d'Ivoire. They're well on their way to becoming 5-0 here in the qualifiers. Looking to finish perfect tomorrow. Diabate to the left side, mid-range. Nice look there by Sidibe, though. Now Washington trying one. Backside of the rim. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Diabate. Backwards pass. Sidibe inside. And Camara, blocked from Côte d'Ivoire. Yeah, moved that right foot a little bit too much. Called for the travel. That's just the 7th turnover for Côte d'Ivoire in this ball game. Côte d'Ivoire on the other side, though, has 16 points off of turnovers, where Central African Republic has 12 of them. Have actually done a better job here in the second half, though, as a team, Central African Republic, of taking care of the rock. In the first half, we're up to 9 turnovers, 3 turnovers so far in the second half, and actually have not scored in now over 2 minutes of play in the fourth quarter. Also, indeed, Central African Republic has out-rebounded Côte d'Ivoire right now by 3, and it's been on the offensive side of the boards. 12 offensive rebounds compared to Côte d'Ivoire's 7. So they're giving themselves second chance opportunities. They just got to make them. But that's why you wear white shoes. Makes it a tough call on the sideline. So a turnover there by Côte d'Ivoire. That's their 8th turnover of the ball game. The bounce pass coming to a jump stop. Jim Rabbi puts that one in. So he's in double figures for his 2nd straight game. He's reached that mark a couple of times here in the qualifiers. From underneath, that one and one opportunity for Sidibé. So Sidibé, a chance to get himself into that 10-point range. And he misses that one. He's only played in 1 game so far. Here in the qualifiers. Zuzua now on the near side. Wants this dance. Over near side. Camara. Côte d'Ivoire back to a 30-point lead. A bullet over to the left side. Ganapamo didn't really get a good look at it from a low pass. Zuzua, that's money. Zuzua with 16 points now in the ball game, averaging about 17.9 minutes per game, 9.5 points per game, and a foul on the other side here. Zuzua has been impressive, though, in this one. 16 points, his 2nd straight game in double figures, his 3rd time scoring 10 or more points in a ball game. And now here's DeAndre Washington, makes the pair. And we have a timeout on the floor as we are over halfway through this 4th quarter. And looking at Côte d'Ivoire, they shot 50% from the field so far in this ball game. They're 32 for 63, exactly 50% on the money pretty much. And we're 65% from 2 in this one. You can see Central African Republic taking the same amount of field goals already here in the second half as they did in the first half, but their threes really have not been falling, as they're shooting it at a 19% clip in this one. 5 for 26 in the ball game as a team, 13 for 32 from 2 in the ball game. And that's 10 percentage points lower than where they shoot threes normally. They're normally at 29%, so here at 19%, not really making these ones. They were getting some pretty good looks early on. It's just, you know, sometimes it's your night, sometimes it's not. And they just had a few rim outs and just shots that would normally fall for them, like their game against Egypt where they opened up early by hitting threes, just not falling in this one, and that's just basketball. And a turnover. Now we're going back the other way. And Kebe not giving any easy buckets on the defensive side for Côte d'Ivoire, but Dukosi will go to the line. So Dukosi, another one of the Central African French basketball players on this squad, plays for Bourges in France. As the officials are going to go to the monitor and take a look at this one. Dukosi played in 29 minutes in their game against Egypt, and they're looking to see if that was excessive contact on Kebe as he reached his arm in there. Obviously, Dukosi was all right after that one, but Kebe came in and swatted that one. So a quick decision there by the officials, and at full speed. Obviously not necessarily that dangerous of a play, but if no one is back, you obviously want to foul to give your defense a chance to set something up. Of course, you're ahead by a lot. So Kebe called for the common foul. 2 shots coming for Dukosi. Dukosi slams that one off the backside of the rim. It's a low arcing free throw shot. Went 1 for 4 from the free throw line against Egypt just the other day and splits the pair. Second one goes in. We're now halfway through the 4th quarter of play. Côte d'Ivoire leading by 30. It's a blowout here in the Palais des Sports. Mahamasina in Madagascar. 5 seconds now on the shot clock here. On the inbound. They're gonna have to throw this one up quick. That one way off the mark. Zuzua tried to fight through the contact, and on the other side, Central African Republic turned it over, their 17th of the game. Kebe airballs that 3 as he was left wide alone. You don't normally see that, but obviously people's legs do get tired after playing a couple days in a row. That mid-range jumper is pure for Kugare. And on the other side, high arcing shot, no good. Rebound, Dukosi. Another turnover by Central African Republic. Under 4 minutes left to go here in the 4th quarter. So here on this Saturday in Group D, Côte d'Ivoire has opened this one up completely. That deep ball by Zuzua, he's at 19 points in the game. That one falls through. On the other side now for Kugeri, who has gotten going late in this ball game, but it's definitely a little bit too little too late. They still trail by 28. Just a little over 3 minutes left in the game. Pass over, underneath. Easy, easy bucket for Camara. Zamba Camara, who plays for one of the club teams in Côte d'Ivoire. Only played in one game. This one will go again. DeAndre Washington, who might not be having his best shooting night, but still a pro when it comes down to it. Coming off of a 21-point game where he played the most minutes on the team with 37.5. It was a nice move on this one. Jim Rabbi there to set the screen, but a shifty handle there by Washington. And a misfire by Côte d'Ivoire. A couple of sloppy possessions here for them as this game winds down. Oyo Ramos watching on as his squad is looking to take this victory here. They set the AfroBasket qualifiers record in their last game against Madagascar, 106-73. Most points scored in the qualifiers for this 2025 AfroBasket tournament for this year. And obviously, Coach Mbongo for Central African Republic, clearly learning a lot what he's got and where they need to retool for this roster going forward. And like we always say, you learn more from your losses than your wins in this game of basketball that we all love. And you gotta love DeAndre Washington and how confident he is in himself, and he's a great player as well. I mean, in his first game yesterday for this national team, was asked to play 37 minutes and had 21 points. That's efficiency. Pass into the left corner. That three left short from Camara. He'll get it right back. And he decided to take a little walk. Final minute and a half here in the fourth quarter. So it's one day at a time, you know, for Central African Republic. They still have one more game coming up here as they are going to play the home team in Madagascar tomorrow after dropping this one. So one more opportunity to make a good showing. And on the other side, Côte d'Ivoire, as that one's drilled from Washington. So we saw a couple go in from the free throw line. And in back-to-back games, Washington has 2 20-point games. A trap on the far side and a foul. Côte d'Ivoire is going to move on. They have already qualified, so this game didn't mean too much to them, but they do want to continue their dominance. And wouldn't it be great to say that you finished out a qualifier, undefeated. It's got a nice ring to it. And that's what they're trying to do, and they're going to put that to the test tomorrow. Now, the problem is 3 straight days of 3 straight games. That's hard. And that one's a swish through the net from Dolly on the outside. They're going to have the opportunity to take on Egypt tomorrow, 5 p.m. local time. That one, another one put through by Washington, who has hit some late threes and gotten his three-point percentage up to 43% in this game. And the ball movement has been spectacular in this one as Dolly slams that one down. Final 34 seconds left in this game. Côte d'Ivoire went 2 for 1 there, so they can indeed get the final shot if they have it. Washington on the heat check. And now he'll go in and finish with the layup from the left side. Final moments here. This one, a 3 on the way. Côte d'Ivoire breaks that 100-point mark in 2 straight games. And that 3 hucked up by Washington, way off. And now, 2 games in a row, Côte d'Ivoire has put up 100 points. So an impressive victory for them here over Central African Republic. And they, from tip-off to finish, never left a doubt in anybody's mind that they are not just the best team in Group D, but the power rankings were not lying. They have been ranked as the #1 team in the power rankings in all of Africa. So out of all of the teams that have been in this tournament, there are 20 of them. It seems Côte d'Ivoire under Coach Miguel Angel Oyo Ramos is going to move on to 5-0 here. A perfect record that they are going to get to put to the test tomorrow night against Egypt, who is 3-2 and sitting right behind them in the standings. Central African Republic is going to get to play Madagascar, the home team, who's now 2-3 with their record. Central African Republic 0 for 5 now in these qualifiers. One final opportunity to get a win tomorrow, but they have been disqualified from contention since Madagascar beat Egypt earlier. And now with Côte d'Ivoire winning this one, Central African Republic is going to have to look towards the next AfroBasket. Your final stats from this game. Côte d'Ivoire obviously shooting a lot better from the field. Central African Republic, though, did get to the free throw line, but those 27 assists from Côte d'Ivoire, that was a stellar performance offensively from them as they were able to spread the rock around. And on those 27 assists that they had, on 37 made baskets. As we check out our best plays from the fourth quarter, and obviously that one was fun. Zuzua hanging right on top of Nganga Vumbo, and he just started slashing and dashing any way he could. And really, even though it got out of hand in the first half, Côte d'Ivoire did come out in that fourth quarter a little bit slow, which allowed players like Jim Rabai to get their way inside. And Jim Rabai, one of the veterans for that squad, got going. But Zuzua, of course, had been money in that fourth quarter. And he's a guy they're going to look for a little bit more as they move in here into the actual AfroBasket competition in August this summer. And on the other side, Central African Republic you know, they're going to learn a lot from this. Obviously, they'll go back, retool the roster, see what they need. But Washington was stellar. They need to keep him around as much as they can. 27 points. Obviously wasn't really shooting it how he wanted to earlier. Went to the free throw line then a couple of times. And all it takes for those good shooters is to see just one go in. And after that, that's where the onslaught starts. And he goes 6 for 16 from 3, but makes a couple of deep ones there. There's a look at the Group D standings. Obviously, Côte d'Ivoire has qualified, Egypt has qualified, Madagascar has now qualified, and Central African Republic has been eliminated from contention. Those are your 2 scores here in Group D today on game day number 5. Game day number 6 is coming up tomorrow in window number 3, but Group D, there's a lot of things going on that people can be impressed with, especially because they've had now 3 teams that are qualified to the AfroBasket. So you see Côte d'Ivoire, the #1 team in the power rankings. The #1 team has indeed qualified. Egypt and Madagascar are both qualified from Group D. You have 7 more spots remaining with Angola, the automatic qualifier, because they are the hosts for the actual AfroBasket this summer. But that will do it for us, for everyone here in Group D. So long from Madagascar, where Côte d'Ivoire wins this one against Central African Republic 100-76. There are a lot more teams to watch around the world in the Continental Cup qualifiers, but thank you for tuning in to us. This was a fun one. Good night from Madagascar.
Parce que t'as été passé, t'es au même niveau, mais ils sont tachés 7. Non, c'est moi, je l'ai. En vrai, quand il a fait ça, en fait, j'ai poussé la balle, je la touchais pas. C'est pour ça que j'ai fait vite comme ça après, tu vois. Le coach. Le deuxième, là, je dis bon. J'ai dit, je vais faire genre, je tire. C'était déjà repéré, quand j'ai vu c'était l'américain, j'ai dit c'est sûr, il va défendre. Baby, don't love me. Là, il faut sortir enceinte après. Je sais pas, j'ai fait ta enceinte. T'as ramené enceinte? Bah, il t'a ramené enceinte. Qui a ramené? Képi. Ah ouais. Il t'a ramené enceinte. 3h36. Qui a laissé son polo sur la valise de manger? Regardez avec quelle taille? Regardez, quelqu'un va dire ça. Ouais. Cherche la valise de manger. C'est même pas réfléchi. Il y a une chose sur moi. C'est vérifié. Sortez sur le truc. Sortez. Arrête, t'as même pas qu'à ça. Tu viens un peu, tu fais. Ah, mais la tienne, là, c'est bien belle extra. Moi, c'est les foot. Elles sont pas trop grosses, mais c'est pas non plus.